In recent years, geopolitical tensions in West Asia have raised serious concerns about the stability of global oil supply chains. The region plays a critical role in the production and export of crude oil, supplying a significant portion of the world's energy needs. Whenever conflict or political instability occurs in this area, it can disrupt the flow of oil to international markets, leading to uncertainty and volatility in global energy prices. The current conflict in West Asia has once again highlighted how fragile the global oil supply system can be, and how dependent many countries remain on imported energy resources. West Asia, often referred to as the Middle East, contains some of the world's largest oil-producing nations. Countries such as Saudi Arabia, Iraq, Iran, Kuwait, and the United Arab Emirates contribute a large share of global oil exports. Many of the world's most important shipping routes for oil, including the Strait of Hormuz, pass through this region. Any disruption in these routes, due to military conflict, political tensions, or security threats, can quickly affect the global supply of oil. Even the fear of disruption can lead to immediate reactions in the energy markets. Because of the ongoing conflict, global oil supply chains are currently under pressure. Oil production facilities, transportation routes, and shipping operations may be affected either directly or indirectly by instability in the region. Insurance costs for oil tankers traveling through risky areas often increase, and shipping companies may choose alternative routes that take longer and cost more. These factors contribute to higher transportation expenses, which eventually influence oil prices in international markets. Many Asian countries are particularly vulnerable to disruptions in oil supply because they rely heavily on imported energy. Nations such as Japan, South Korea, India, and China import a large percentage of their oil from West Asia. When supply becomes uncertain or prices begin to rise, these countries must take immediate steps to manage the situation and protect their economies. Some governments have already begun implementing emergency measures to reduce fuel consumption and ensure that available supplies are used efficiently. One of the strategies being adopted by several governments is encouraging work-from-home policies. By allowing employees to work remotely, countries can reduce daily commuting and lower overall fuel consumption. This approach became common during the COVID-19 pandemic, and many governments now see it as a useful tool for managing energy demand during times of crisis. Reducing traffic on roads can significantly decrease fuel usage, which helps extend available reserves. Another measure being introduced in some countries is the limitation of fuel usage. Governments may impose restrictions on how much fuel individuals or businesses can purchase. In some cases, authorities may encourage the use of public transportation, carpooling, or energy-efficient vehicles. These policies are designed to prevent sudden shortages and ensure that essential sectors such as healthcare, agriculture, and transportation continue to operate smoothly. At the same time, governments are trying to control fuel prices to prevent panic among citizens. Sudden spikes in fuel prices can lead to widespread concern and even economic instability. When transportation costs rise, the prices of many goods and services also increase. This phenomenon, known as inflation, can reduce purchasing power and make everyday life more expensive for ordinary people. To avoid this situation, some governments provide subsidies or temporarily reduce fuel taxes in order to stabilize prices. Energy markets around the world are extremely sensitive to geopolitical developments. Even small changes in the political or security situation in West Asia can cause sharp fluctuations in oil prices. Traders and investors closely monitor news about the conflict, and their expectations about future supply can influence market behavior. As a result, oil prices may rise or fall rapidly within a short period of time, creating volatility in global energy markets. Economists warn that prolonged instability in oil-producing regions could have serious consequences for the global economy. Oil is a fundamental resource that supports transportation, manufacturing, agriculture, and many other industries. When oil prices remain high for an extended period, businesses face increased production costs. These higher costs are often passed on to consumers through higher prices for goods and services. Furthermore, rising energy costs can slow economic growth. Businesses may delay investments, reduce production, or limit hiring in order to manage expenses. Consumers may also reduce their spending because higher fuel and transportation costs leave them with less disposable income. When these effects spread across multiple countries, they can contribute to a slowdown in global economic activity. Developing countries are often the most affected by rising oil prices. Many of these nations already face economic challenges, including high inflation, currency instability, and limited financial resources. When oil prices increase, governments may struggle to maintain fuel, subsidies, or control transportation costs. This situation can lead to public dissatisfaction, economic pressure, and in some cases, social unrest. The current situation has also renewed discussions about energy diversification and long-term energy security. Many governments are realizing that heavy dependence on imported oil can create vulnerabilities during geopolitical crises. As a result, countries are increasingly investing in alternative energy sources, such as solar power, wind energy, and nuclear power. Expanding renewable energy capacity can reduce reliance on oil imports and make national energy systems more resilient. In addition to renewable energy, some countries are strengthening their strategic petroleum reserves. These reserves are large stockpiles of crude oil that governments maintain for emergency situations. When supply disruptions occur, authorities can release oil from these reserves to stabilize markets and ensure that essential sectors continue to receive fuel. Strategic reserves act as a buffer that helps reduce the impact of sudden supply shortages. International cooperation also plays an important role in managing global energy challenges. Organizations, such as the International Energy Agency, IEA, coordinate actions among member countries during major energy crises. By sharing information, coordinating reserve releases, and developing joint strategies, countries can respond more effectively to disruptions in global energy supply. In conclusion, the ongoing conflict in West Asia has created significant concerns about the stability of global oil supply chains. Many countries are already taking precautionary measures, such as limiting fuel usage, promoting remote work, and controlling fuel prices to manage the situation. Economists warn that if instability continues for a long time, it could slow global economic growth and create further challenges for both developed and developing nations. The current situation highlights the importance of energy security, diversification, and international cooperation in ensuring a stable and sustainable global energy system.